It's the Cincinnati Enquirer Prep Sports Show. Today's show is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods, Eastgate Pools, Shoe Carnival, St. Elizabeth Medical Center, and Best Buy.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Enquirer Prep Sports Show. I'm your host, Breeden. Well, this is it. Only 2 teams were left standing after the regional tournament. Only 2 area teams went to the Final Four in Columbus. Our Dick's Sporting Goods big game of the week features Madeira's and Moeller's trip to the state tournament.
Nearly 15,000 Columbus and Madeira faithful led by cheerleaders Lauren and Michelle, but it was Coldwater coming out on the attack first. Big Adam Ewer on the inside puts it home. When he wasn't controlling the low block offensively, he was here defensively. The long outlet over the vaunted Madeira pressure. Up goes Coldwater, 19-12. Coldwater led 30-28 at the half, but here comes Madeira once again. Super sophomore Brett Underwood from Newberry. Underwood taps it home. Kenny Fields all the way down Main Street. He hits the shot. Finally, Madeira up with 2:45 to go by a single point. But it was back to Ewer. Ewer on the inside. He's got the three-pointer the old-fashioned way. He earned it. Coldwater in the upset, 68-61. But a magical Madeira season it was. Voted Division II, III, IV city champs by the Enquirer. Madeira winning the CHL sectional district and regional titles to finish in the Final Four, 24-2. Now here's Tracy. Don't confuse her with Truman. Burbank with the Moeller state title run highlights.
Thanks for the intro, Mr. Burrows. I'm Tracy Burbank with my very own show featuring the Moeller Crusaders in their semifinal matchup versus Mansfield Senior. First quarter, all Crusaders. Scott Burns fires a shot inside to Brad Hutzel, pump fake, and that's how Moeller led the Tigers with a Y by 6 at the end of the first quarter. With Hutzel and Monterey both out in foul trouble, the Tigers took advantage. Lance Hood with the bucket, and now they're up 2. At the end of the half, Moeller looks to Jeremy Duncan to rekindle the lead. He drives, he got it. That's 15 for him on the night. The Crusaders go in the locker room up 1. Mansfield Senior takes command of the third, however, in the last seconds. Tigers work the ball up court. Rod Burton, no look to Herman Davis. Mansfield with their biggest lead of the game. But hey, Coach, don't fret. Remember how you won the district and the regional finals? Less than 2 minutes remaining. Moeller is down 5. Monterey's trapped inside to Sylvester. That's huge. Immediately, Mike Curran with the steal kicks it out to Sylvester. That's 3 points. Oh my, in 12 seconds, it's tied at 43. And then their senior leadership. Mike Monterey drives in for 2 points. Moeller moves on with a 49-43 victory over Mansfield Senior.
It was just really unbelievable the way things have turned for this team, game in and game out. You just really never know what's going to happen. And I think this team really has a never-say-die attitude that we're just going to keep on fighting and keep on plugging away.
We're going to be there. I mean, we're going to play, and we're going, you know, to be in the state finals. It doesn't matter who we're playing. We're going to come out and compete. And you know, I like our guys, and we'll see what happens.
Moeller makes yet another comeback victory in that amazing win over Mansfield Senior last night, 49-43. And where does that take them? Right here at the Schottenstein Center on Saturday night in the Division I state finals against Shaker Heights. And you gotta hand it to the Crusader student section with their choreographed moves, helping Big Mo get excited, and Jeremy Duncan. That's 2, and Moeller's up by that much at the end of the first quarter. But Sidney Williams with the steal and the reverse. Wow, he had 24 total. Shaker Heights is now up 2. But leave it to Mike Monterey to put a damper on that quickly. He steps behind the arc for 3. Big Mo is now up 1. And this is something for Carl Kramer to be proud of. Kevin Foster way off the mark. Duncan, Chris Welsh one-handed. Mike Monterey up court to Brad Hutzel. Absolutely perfect. The break shows Moeller at a 33-24 advantage. And they come out strong in the third. Duncan, alley-oop to the 6'6" sophomore Sylvester. Play of the week, play of the week. Moeller, 38, Shaker Heights, 24. 4:05 left in the quarter. Chris Welsh, 3 points. Nice. The Crusaders enjoy their biggest lead yet of 14 points. But in the fourth quarter, the Rangers aren't done yet. Again, Williams on the left, that's 2. And with that 8-0 run, Moeller's lead is cut to 6. But that's it. Duncan way outside to Monterey. That is far. 54-48, Crusader lead. And here's what they call icing on the cake. Monterey, working on his 10th assist of the night. Inside to Hutzel, who had 16 points. Your final, 67-62. And allow me to introduce you to the new Ohio Division I state champs, the Moeller Crusaders.
We were the better team. No one can argue that. We won this game hands down, I thought. And great basketball team in Shaker Heights and well coached, but we came out and won it. I don't think we left any doubts who the best team was tonight.
You know, I've dreamed about this for so long. All these guys have worked so hard for it, so it's just really unbelievable.
I think all the effort and everything you guys saw out here tonight was just a combination of all the hard work that has been accumulated over the year.
They're an unbelievable team, and we just came out, and I guess first quarter we had it, everything was going good, and then they started pressuring, and we panicked, and once we started attacking again, it just all came back, and it fell together, and now it feels unbelievable.
Congratulations to the Mustangs and the Crusaders on great season. Coming up, see what spectacular game action made the Shoe Carnival Play of the Week, and we'll meet the Best Buy Team of the Week. Thanks for staying with us. Each of our Final Four schools have never achieved the success they had this late in the game. And throughout the season, they had plenty of plays of the week. But now it's time to take a look at the final Shoe Carnival Play of the Week.
And as I alluded to earlier, the Shoe Carnival Play of the Week in the state finals against Shaker Heights. Jeremy Duncan, alley-oop to Matt Sylvester, the Shoe Carnival Play of the Week.
While we're honoring these two teams' great seasons, it's obvious who our Best Buy Team of the Week is. Moeller had the title earlier in the season, and now the title Best Buy Team of the Week is long overdue for Madeira Mustangs.
I think a lot of what brought it to is our team chemistry.
It's just an amazing feeling. I can't wait to get on the court.
And maybe we are this good. Maybe we do have a shot to go farther than we ever would think.
Playing in the new Shopping Center, it's just going to be great. I mean, not very many teams get to do this.
It's something we've worked for ever since we were in junior high together.
The 6 seniors that we have been a great nucleus for us.
I'm really proud of our team, and I'm really proud of Madeira being so spirited with us. It's really enjoyable having the whole town behind us.
What's all the buzz about in Madeira? Well, their very own Mustangs have accomplished a feat that has never been done in school's history, a trip to the Final Four Ohio State Tournament. And that is worthy criteria for the Best Buy Team of the Week.
We had a feeling all along. We've been talking about it since the beginning of the year. It was one of our goals, one of our 3 goals that we had, and I think we thought we could get here.
Before the first tip-off of the first game of the season, head coach Jim Reynolds went along with that goal and offered the Mustangs one more, something that has to be done to attain this much so late in the season.
We worked extremely hard. That was one of our goals before the season started, was to be the hardest working team in America. And so, I mean, that was our goal every day, so we were always out there working as hard as we can, and we think we deserve to be here.
Extremely hard. I mean, there might be a team that works as hard, but there's nobody that works harder than us. I mean, out here every day, we're running up and down the court, pressing, running our breaks, going as hard as we can. Coach doesn't let us loaf for a second.
Due to the Mustangs' up-tempo game style, the scoreboard's final averages over 80 points per game, and that attributes to their 24-1 record going into the state tournament.
For a team to stop our break, I don't think any team's really come up with an answer on what to do with that yet, and that's what their challenge is, to stop us, because we're going to get our points in most games, and if we play defense, we're going to end up on top most of the time.
And it's also hard to stop Madeira's leading scorer, Todd Schlensker. Todd averages over 20 points per game and has been thinking about this moment for a very long time.
We're very excited. I mean, it's something we've always dreamed of, and I mean, we've thought about it since we were playing together in 7th grade. It's just something that has always been a goal for ours, and so now it's just like a dream come true.
Coach Reynolds has been at the helm for 9 years, and after his second year with a 4-18 record and 13 losses to start off that season, he came to a strange conclusion while taking in the state tournament.
Really the difference between winning it and not winning it, or at least having a chance, is that you just have to believe you can. And so I wrote a letter to the players coming back that next year, and I'm sure a few of the people in the community and some of the players and their parents probably wanted to commit me to an institution after what we did, but I really believe it started back then. If the person in charge of the program doesn't believe it, who else is going to believe it?
Those next 2 years, the 7th and 8th grade team went undefeated, and now they're seniors. And look where they are. The Madeira Mustangs, you're the Best Buy Team of the Week. And the Madeira Mustangs have this week's Best Buy, Best Cheer.
Go! Mustang fans go fight! Mustang fans go win! Mustang fans go fight win!
Congratulations, ladies. Up next, we'll meet our Eastgate Schools Athlete of the Week. And if you look closely at this group of Moeller basketball players and look past their beautiful singing voices belting out the fight song, you can pick them out. Here's a hint. It's not the sheep. Thanks for staying with us. Our Eastgate Schools Athletes of the Week are truly athletic, not only in their present sports, but all year round. Starting things off in Moeller High School, here's Tracy Burbank.
No, the sheep is not the Athlete of the Week, Lewis. Good perception. It's the guy holding the stuffed animal known as their good luck charm. Moeller senior Chris Welsch is our Eastgate Schools Male Athlete of the Week.
It's been a really great year. We have 10 seniors on the team, so it's been a lot of fun. I've figured out my role in the team and done it and been able to be Male Athlete of the Week, so it's been fun.
Chris's role was definitely filled in last week's regional semifinal win over Troy. Chris went 4 for 4 from three-point land and scored 16 points.
And he's so tenacious. He always ends up making 2 or 3 effort plays that turn the tide of the game. He has done that all year long, and that's really what he brings to the table for us.
Brooks Hall was chosen for Chris as his next victim in the Troy matchup. Chris gave up 8 inches to Troy's 6'6" wingman, and needless to say, Coach Kramer was impressed with Chris's showing.
Several loose balls that just seemed like we weren't going to get. He came out of nowhere and got them, so I thought he had a brilliant game against Troy.
Defense is probably my main point. I usually guard one of the top players on the other team. I pretty much let the other players score the points unless my opportunity arises.
Welsh's opportunity definitely came about. Just as Troy cut Moeller's 8-point lead to 2 at the end of the third quarter, Chris came out and scored the first 5 points of the fourth. Talk about tide-changing games.
You couldn't ask for anything better than these past few weeks. He's the first team in Moeller history to ever make it to the state championship games, and it's been great, and I'll remember this the rest of my life.
Chris will move on next season to Kent State on a baseball scholarship, but to Coach Kramer and everyone at Moeller, he has left a lasting impression.
Well, I'd say of all the kids that I've coached over the years, he'd be in a very elite class in terms of his toughness, his bring-it-everyday attitude, and work ethic. And I think really, we talk about men of Moeller. He's a kid who exemplifies that man of Moeller.
Way to go, Chris, and good luck at shortstop this spring. And continue exemplifying the criteria for being the Eastgate Bulls Athlete of the Week. And we head back outdoors for this week's Eastgate Bulls Female Athlete of the Week. For this St. Ursula senior, this honor is long overdue.
She knows softball. She could coach softball. She knows the game that well, and that separates her a lot from the other girls. Basketball, she was player of the year. Volleyball, tremendous. You know, she's just good. I mean, she's as good as they come.
How does she do it? Being a dominating force on a state championship volleyball team for 3 years, where she played soccer her freshman year, a 4-year starter in basketball, and she's going to the University of Dayton for that, and a 4-year starter in softball, and Chrissy is arguably the best in Cincinnati.
I never had a day off of a practice, or I would go from basketball to softball or from volleyball to basketball. So I knew that I couldn't have a day off, and I knew if I took that day off, I wouldn't want to go back. So I kind of did it that way. Just never took a day off, and I got used to it.
Since we're in the element, let's stick to softball. Last season, Chrissy hit .575 and is expected to lead the city this year.
We've had one of the best softball programs around for the last few years, and Chrissy's been a big part of it. Chrissy's been batting fourth and playing short since she's been here. She's never missed a game, and she's quite an athlete.
Of course, like any great athlete, Chrissy gives credit to her peers and her coaches, but she realizes her impact on those around her.
It's all towards my coaches and teammates because I wouldn't be out here without them. And I think that with their pushing of me, it makes me better and makes me a leader out there because I see that people look up to me, and I'm going to step in and make sure and lead them right.
Remember how we mentioned that whole she's constantly busy thing? Well, next year she heads off to UD and leaves softball and volleyball to the Bulldogs. Chrissy, you have had a tremendous high school academic and athletic career, and keep it up in college. And one more thing, thank you so much for being patient. At last, you are the Eastgate Pool's Female Athlete of the Week.
Good luck as you pursue higher athletics and education. Chris and Chrissy. Up next on the Enquirer Prep Sports Show, meet a team that has dominated baseball in the area for years and are now ready to take on the nation. But first, here's a Medical Minute brought to you by St. Elizabeth Sports Medicine. Thanks for staying with us. Finally, on this morning's show, we take a break from the March Madness, and it's time for spring. And luckily, we boast one of the top baseball teams in the country. Tracy Burbank has the details.
As the basketballs and high-top sneakers are put away for the spring, it's time to bring out the bats and the cleats and paint this season blue. Big blue, that is. When Hamilton, Garfield, and Taft combined in 1980, all of their sports programs benefited, especially baseball. Then add Coach Dan Bowling to the mix, and the city of Hamilton has baseball fever.
A lot of great tradition. When I took the team over in 1983, what I said that I'd like to do is get us to the state level and maybe the national level, and then we've done that.
Under the guidance of Coach Bowling, the Big Blue chalks up 402 wins, 10 GMC championships, 2 state titles in 3 appearances, and 12 athletes from Hamilton were drafted professionally, including Mark Lewis, who traded blue for Cincinnati red.
There's been a book written by one of the top scouts in Major League Baseball who drafted Mike Schmidt, who said that Mark Lewis was the best high school player he ever seen play.
Along with helping shape Mark Lewis into a professional ball player, Coach Bowling led his brother, Joe, to a state title in 1983. And then they both took the Big Blue to the top spot in Ohio and #2 in the country in 1997.
They both were very exciting, exhilarating times. However, I found that it was more nerve-wracking as a coach as opposed to a player. If you're a player, you're into the flow of the game a little better. But as a coach, you're concerned with the entire team, and it got very hair-raising at times.
Here's a quick look at the Big Blues resume in the past few years. A state championship in 1997. In 1998, a Final Four appearance. And then this year, a preseason national #9 ranking in USA Today. Not a bad way to start out the season.
It's a great program, and that's great for the school to be ranked like that, but you have to play. That doesn't mean that you're automatically a state champion, believe me.
Becoming 9 in the nation and, 1 in Ohio before we even played a game, I don't know how that happened.
Seth Morris, a marquee pitcher and outfielder for the Big Blue, is one of the many reasons Hamilton is ranked so high. The 4.0 student was the co-player of the year in '97, hit 8 home runs as a junior, and went 8-2 on the mound. His arm and bat will take him to the University of Kentucky in the fall, or possibly into the draft.
It doesn't really matter to me if they say, come as a pitcher. I mean, hey, I'm pitching, but if they want me as a hitter, I'll do both.
Hamilton will rely on strong pitching and hitting to get back to the Final Four, and being a member of the '97 club, Tyson Stine knows it's worth it.
When I went to the minor leagues, it was just a great feeling to be a sophomore and be a part of that, and kind of get you going for the next year as a junior and senior, and I think that's helped a couple of us sophomores that were on that team in '97 to really have the drive to want to come back.
You can make as many predictions as you want about the 1999 season, but the Big Blue says, let us do our thing. It'll be more fun to watch.
Good luck in the spring season, Big Blue. That's all the time we have for this week. Please join us next Sunday morning at 11:30 on ABC 9 when we take a look back at yet another fantastic Enquirer Prep Sports Show season. Until then, I'm Louis Breeden saying have a great week in competition and in the classroom.
plaques are provided by Trophy